Okay, pick a spot. Auburn knock and lock, push weight grip. I'm aiming at the shooting lane. Count to 5, swing. The entire upper body. 1, 2, stare at the target. 1, 2, 3. You're dead.
Meh. Meh. Meh.
Something else I can address is where to aim on a deer when it's quartering away. You don't aim behind the shoulder. You aim about 1/3 back on the animal. If you start aiming, if you aim here, right here where it just looks like you're just going to make the perfect heart shot, right? Right here. If this deer ducks the string and rolls away, you know where you're going to be? Up here, or you're going to miss. Lots of times when you shoot at a deer, now if you're super close, you might crowd the shoulder some, but you know, this thing only shoots about 140 feet per second because I'm shooting a heavy arrow. So if I aim behind the shoulder, there's a chance the deer's going to duck and roll away from it, and I'm going to skip it off his shoulder and miss him entirely. But if I come back here about 1/3 and I'm aiming at the back of the lungs, that's what you want. I'm close, I'm going to aim low here. So let's go 1/3. Stare at the target. Pivot like a tank. 1, tank turret. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. See, that was probably, I don't know, 4 inches behind what I would consider 4 or 5 inches behind the shoulder bone. If you aim right there at the crease and they're angled away, if they drop and roll, you're going to skip it off their shoulder or bury it in their shoulder bone. And that can be a disaster. There you go. All right, let's try this again. Auburn knock and lock, push away grip, stare at the target, come in front of the lungs. Ready? Here we go. Pivot like a tank turret. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3. Now, if that deer didn't move, he's dead. There you go. Entered here, 1/3 back, exited here. Now, it would actually, this looks pretty forward, but it's still heart shot. But you chop this part of the bale off. This right here is where it would have exited on a deer, or it probably would have buried in the shoulder. But that is an absolute textbook kill shot. And if the deer didn't move, it's perfect. Now, if he dodges it, 20-yard shot's a long way for 140 feet per second. So here's something else to consider. A sharply quartering to shot behind the shoulder absolutely sucks. So if you have a 550 plus grain arrow and you're shooting a single bevel, bone cracker, here's where I would shoot if I decided to shoot at all. Okay, aim at the shoulder, come through. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Right there. That's in between his sternum and the front of his shoulder blade. You're looking at 2/3 over on the chest from the left. And that's exactly where I would shoot him if I decided to shoot him at all. Now, you can't be taking a 400 grain arrow, I don't care how sharp and wonderful your broadhead is, and shoot that and expect good results. But if you're shooting 550 plus and you're shooting a single bevel, 3-to-1 steel insert, that shot can absolutely work. So in other words, instead of sharp quartering to, aiming behind the shoulder, and all you're going to get is part of one lung, part of the liver, and straight through the guts. Bring it over and shoot him in front of the shoulder if you decide to take this shot. But you have to have an arrow system that will survive it and make it work. And this is what I'm talking about. 3-to-1 slope. And it's a single bevel, and it's got a steel insert, 200 grains. Total arrow weight's 560. What have I got here? 560 grains. And that shot can work. But if you don't have the right arrow setup, if you're shooting mechanicals and 400 grains and all those kind of things, okay, let's say you get penetration. There's a chance your mechanical, blades are going to shear off on bones. But you use a broadhead with integrity and 550 plus grains, that may just work. Now, you know, everybody has their own way of deciding on how they're going to make a shot, if they're going to make a shot. But some people just wouldn't make that shot at all. But if you're going to make it, you need to have the right arrow to do it. And that's the right arrow to do it. There you go. So, shoulder bone here. Now, this is to be a larger animal. A deer is probably going to be this wide, but I was aiming using the 2/3 rule or 1/3 rule. As I'm 2/3 over from the far side, the arrow enters here, and this is the travel path. So basically, you came through the side of the heart, cut this lung in half, and exited probably liver. You missed that other lung, but right here, you're going to get into the heart. So there's your area path. You can see the arrow sticking out down at the bottom. Wonderful. All right. I'll probably have some more tips I'll think of later.